What's up, everyone? Melo and Justin Graver here from the Music City Audible, back with another exclusive YouTube breakdown. And today we are breaking down 3 key matchups for the Titans and the Saints upcoming Week 1 game. Let's get right into it. But before we do, a reminder to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and let us know in the comments, what are your 3 key matchups or just your biggest matchup to watch in this game? Let's get things started with what I'm calling matchup number 3, Andre Dillard against Cam Jordan. Can the Titans' new left tackle hold it down on the left side against one of the most accomplished and best pass rushers in this league?
Well, not just Andre Dillard, because I imagine the Saints are going to move him around and look for the weak link, and they might find it on the other side with Chris Hubbard at right tackle. Let's call him what he is. He's the Titans' third choice right tackle, right? They started with Nicholas Petit-Frere. It looked like it was going to be Jamarco Jones, and now it's Chris Hubbard. So, but Andre Dillard and Chris Hubbard, they're both going to see Cameron Jordan throughout this contest, right? The Saints are going to move him around. He's their best pass rusher. It's a great test for the Titans' new bookends, right? Andre Dillard coming in to replace Dennis Daly, who was the worst tackle in all of football last year. You've got Chris Hubbard on the right side trying to sort of hold it together until Nicholas Petit-Frere gets back from his suspension. Hubbard's fighting for his job still. Certainly it's of the 22 starters on the Titans, he's the one that is at risk of being benched if he doesn't perform well quickly. Titans head coach Mike Vrabel's been honest. He has said Chris Hubbard has to keep earning the job. This is a big matchup. I mean, Cameron Jordan flirted with 10 sacks last year. He's one of the most prolific pass rushers in the NFL. As you said, he led all Saints defenders in sacks last year. No surprise. Spearheading a group that finished 6th or 7th in the NFL. They had 48 sacks last year, right? They were terrific getting after the quarterback. That all starts and ends with Cameron Jordan. Huge test for Andre Dillard and Chris Hubbard right out of the gate. Well, they'll see Cameron Jordan on Sunday.
Yeah, they were tied for 5th, so 5th or 6th is about as accurate as you can get there, Justin. Let's move on here to our second matchup to watch, and I'm going here DeAndre Hopkins versus Marshon Lattimore. Now, we don't know exactly how much those two will face off, one-on-one against each other. I expect the Titans will move DeAndre Hopkins around a lot, probably play him out of the slot a good 30 to 40% of his snaps in this game. So this could equally be Treylon Burks versus Marshon Lattimore. We also don't know how healthy Treylon Burks is going to be, but as we record this, all signs indicate that he will be good to go for this matchup. If the Titans receivers cannot create separation against Lattimore and the Saints cornerbacks, it's going to be a tough sledding day because they'll be able to stack the line of scrimmage, slow down Derrick Henry. Titans need to find explosives on offense. One of the best ways to do that is going to be going to their new number 1 receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, and to their breakout stud, Treylon Burks. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, the Titans brought in DeAndre Hopkins to elevate their receiving core, right? Last year, they had the 30th ranked passing offense. And yes, Ryan Tannehill's injury had something to do with that. Treylon Burks' injury had a little something to do with that. But let's cut the crap, right? Overall, the Titans were not a good team throwing the football last year. They bring in DeAndre Hopkins. They're hoping he's going to elevate this group. Talk about a terrific test right out of the gate. The New Orleans Saints had the 2nd ranked passing defense last year. They only allowed about 185 yards per game. They ranked 2nd in the league, only behind the Philadelphia Eagles, who won the NFC, qualified for the Super Bowl, and had one of the most opportunistic secondaries and defenses in general that we've seen in quite some time. So this was a really underrated secondary last year. And guess what? All of them are back. Marshon Lattimore is one of the best shutdown corners in the NFL. Paulson Adebo is one of the most underrated corners in the NFL. And Alontae Taylor quietly had a really, really good rookie year last year when he was on the field. Those will be their top 3 corners. I imagine Taylor will play the nickel for them. And they've got really good safeties, too. The Honey Badger, who Titans fans are obviously very familiar with, and Marcus May opposite him, who's one of the most physical safeties in the NFL. He wants to come downhill and lay the boom. So this is going to be a really good matchup. The Saints will like their chances, in all honesty, right? They'll like their chances against anybody this year because of the success they had last year and because how talented the secondary is. Look, the Titans should move DeAndre Hopkins around, get him up against Alontae Taylor. He's a second-year guy out of University of Tennessee. You want to see him get the better of Taylor because he's their most inexperienced corner, and obviously Hopkins is by far the Titans' most experienced receiver. So they would like their chances probably in that matchup. But I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of want to see the DeAndre Hopkins, Marshon Lattimore show. I mean, you're talking about one of the best receivers in football, one of the best corners in football. That's must-watch television. So I hope we get to see it. I hope they line up opposite each other on the boundary. And Titans fans, if DeAndre Hopkins can get the better of Lattimore, there's going to be a lot of excitement in Nashville. I'll tell you that much.
Let's move on to our final matchup here, number 3, and to me, the biggest one that could determine the outcome of this game. Saints left tackle Trevor Penning matched up against whichever of the Tennessee Tickle Monsters he is across from, whether that be Harold Landry in his first game returning from a torn ACL, Arden Key in his first game with the Titans, or Danico Autry, who you know they're going to use outside as well, and as they mix and match these guys. This is going to be one of the biggest determining factors, because if the Titans can pressure Derek Carr and force him into mistakes, cause turnovers, whether it's a strip sack, whether it's a tipped ball, or just a bad errant throw that gets picked off, turnovers change games, and you'll hear every NFL team say that. You win the turnover battle, odds are you're going to win the game. So this is a huge area for the Titans to create some havoc. Trevor Penning, last year from Pro Football Focus, now he only played 6 games because he was dealing with an injury, but last year Pro Football Focus rated him as the 124th best pass blocking tackle out of 132 pass blocking tackles. So I didn't turn off the minimum qualified snaps, whatever. This is just all tackles that played snaps last year. 124th pass protecting grade out of 132. He's going to have his hands full with a ferocious Titans defensive front.
And what was his pass blocking grade? Because I was going to bring it up. It was like 30.6 or something like that.
38.7.
Terrible, right? And look, he didn't play a lot of football last year. Under 100 total snaps at left tackle, I believe it was. But he was bad when he was on the field, and he was very inconsistent. He's a small school first-round pick that did not quickly acclimate to life in the NFL. And they eventually shut him down for the year with an injury, but he was not good when he was out there. Talk about a huge test for him right out of the gate. We talked about Andre Dillard and Chris Hubbard. Trevor Penning is facing the same questions here. And actually, with all due respect to the Saints, I love Cameron Jordan, but the Titans are deeper at the position than the Saints are, right? As you said, he's going to see Harold Landry. He's going to see Arden Key. He's almost certainly going to see Danico Autry as well. All 3 of those guys will like their chances against Trevor Penning based on what they saw last year. And if you listen to the podcast earlier this week, we had Chris Rosvoglu on the show. He talked about how Penning had an up and down training camp and an up and down preseason. It wasn't quite what they were hoping for. So there are a lot of concerns for Trevor Penning heading into this game. This is one of the deepest defensive lines he's going to see all year long. It's very inopportunistic for him to see them in week 1, right? He doesn't even get a chance to get his feet wet for a couple of weeks. No, he's going to see Arden Key, Harold Landry, and Danico Autry right off the bat, and the Titans will love their chances of winning that matchup.
Yeah, and you say that the Titans have a deeper pass rushing unit than what the Saints have. They also have a younger group with Harold Landry and Arden Key being just 27 years old. Danico Autry, 33 years old, barely younger than Cam Jordan at 34 years old, but still a bit of a younger, maybe more explosive group, even if they don't have that same veteran presence that Jordan brings. Justin, anything else to look for in this game, or are we ready finally for week 1 to get here?
I think we're ready for week 1. Like, those 3 matchups are the one that stick out to me the most. We could have gone, Derrick Henry versus Demario Davis. We could have gone Titans red zone defense against Jamal Williams and Taysom Hill. Jamal Williams led the league in rushing touchdowns last year. And by all accounts, he's going to get a lot of work in this game, right? With Alvin Kamara suspended for 3 games. Kendre Miller is questionable, a rookie running back. He's questionable with an injury. So it's going to be the Jamal Williams show in the backfield for the Saints. We could have taken this in a lot of different directions, but I think without a shadow of a doubt, we picked the 3 key matchups to watch in this game.
Yeah, and you didn't mention, Titans safeties against Juwan Johnson, or who they could be looking at in the red zone on the passing game. But yeah, there are a lot of ways this could go. But I do think these 3 matchups will determine the outcome. Turnovers, red zone, obviously important. Health, penalties, obviously important. But if, all else is equal, whoever wins these 3 matchups, Titans can get 2 out of 3. If they can pass protect, they can get to the quarterback, if they can create explosives, they should be able to beat the Saints. We both predicted the Titans would beat the Saints on our podcast earlier this week, so check that out if you missed it. But that is all for this one. Again, reminder, please subscribe to the Music City Audible. Give us a thumbs up on this video. Turn on channel notifications so you get an alert every time we drop a new video. And drop in the comments below the matchup to watch, the one you're most looking forward to in this game. Who's it going to be? Is it something we mentioned, or is it something else? Let us know in the comments below. But we'll be back. Until later, you all stay safe out there and tighten up.